Once again of Apple, employees don't have to return either. Cook is following suit with Google, and something that Pichai said recently about keeping most employees out of the headquarters and offices up until early 2021. And this is at a minimum, by the way. This could change depending on what goes on with a vaccine or if anything like that takes place. So this also took place on this same phone call. Apple CEO Tim Cook said the company would extend its work from home policy for U.S. workers until early 2021. If that timeline were to be extended further, it would depend on the success with a vaccine, success with therapeutics, and other conditions, Cook said himself. And remember, Sundar Pichai told employees on Monday they could expect to work from home through at least June 30th, 2021. That's a long time from now, man. That's some, and these are huge companies who employ a ton of people. So you have to expect that it doesn't just impact or affect them, but also their competitors and other companies that look to these companies on how to act. They could be mimicking the same thing, keeping many more people at home for another year.
So does this mean that they've closed off the facilities where they work?
No. So
Can they actually go to work?
yeah, what's interesting is that both of them have had a kind of optional thing going on as well. And I presume this likely depends on what type of a role you have and how much you need to be physically there. And probably individuals who can do most of what they do remotely would be more likely to be encouraged to do so. But I do believe they're leaving it open-ended. And I think even in this case saying employees won't return to the office, even that probably has some limitations on it, some rules around it, where an employee could have the option to go in infrequently. I think the main thing they're trying to avoid is encouraging the entire staff to be back at the density that it was at prior to this lockdown. But for those that are wondering about the lasting effects of COVID-19, this pandemic, when you see the biggest companies in the world extending their work from home policies until early 2021, that should showcase to you how big of a deal this thing was and still is.